Good evening, everybody. Welcome. In the last lesson about defining articles, I tried to explain you how to use definite articles before countable nouns only. But I say that they are not used before uncountable nouns. So, to clarify the situation, to explain more, let us now differentiate, make the difference between countable and uncountable nouns. So, in English language, we have two types of nouns. But before moving on, before going ahead, let us define what is a noun. Of course, a noun is just a word like all other words, but it has a special function. A noun is a word that refers to that names refer to a person, to an animal, to objects, to even feelings, to concepts, and anything. Well, a word is not like, for example, an adjective, because the function of adjectives in English language is to describe. A noun, of course, is not an action, because the function, because that is the function of a verb. Of course, it's not a preposition like on, at, in, of, for, so on. So, in English language, we have two types of noun, as I said, namely countable and uncountable nouns. So, let's look at countable nouns. Uncountable nouns in their context. So let's consider. Let's look first at countable nouns. Example: I dog, no range, I teacher. So these are countable nouns. Why? Because we call them countable because we can say one dog, two oranges, five students. We can say, for example, like in mathematics, one apple plus one apple equal two apples. So we can, they are a count noun. It means we can count them. So notice that countable nouns are separate items that are they stand as individual things. They are they stand each for itself. Well, they are separate. They are individual things. Yet, uncountable nouns, first, uh, they represent a mass. They represent an amount, if you would like to say. They represent a quantity, not individual, not separate things. Example: water, sugar, happiness, sadness, furniture, food, milk. So we can never say, for example, one water, one sugar, one happiness, three furniture, two food. Also, these uncountable nouns do not take s in the end as a plurals. So uncountable nouns. Also, we can never use indefinite article before them. So, Example: milk, sugar, happiness, sadness, water. They stand as a whole, and therefore they take notice in the end. However, countable versus uncountable nouns, it does not mean that it is a general rule. There are, of course, exceptions. There are, of course, irregularities, because never think that English language is a perfect language, and that never break the rules. There are many exceptions to this general rule, and you have just to practice makes perfect. A lot of practice only show you the way how to differentiate between countable and uncountable nouns. Thank you very much.